"We're not going to make it," Charlie yells, fear evident in his voice. Just as hope seems lost, the blaring of a car horn cuts through the din. Outside, the vehicle they saw on the monitors comes skidding to a halt, its headlights slicing through the darkness. The sound distracts the zombies, some turning away from the entrance and stumbling toward the new noise. A figure leaps out of the vehicle, wielding a rifle. Gunshots echo through the night as the person takes aim at the zombies, picking them off one by one. The survivors inside the mall watch in stunned silence, their hearts pounding. "Who the hell is that?" Peter asks, barely able to believe what he's seeing. "I don't care," Roger replies, seizing the opportunity. "We need to reinforce the barricade now." With the zombies momentarily distracted, the group rushes to add more debris to the entrance. They work in a frenzy, piling everything they can find against the weak spot. The cart is wedged in tighter, and more metal racks are pushed into place. Outside, the gunshots continue, the stranger holding the undead at bay. Finally, the barricade is reinforced, and the immediate danger subsides. The group steps back, panting and covered in sweat, but they know they're not out of the woods yet. "We need to get out there," Steven says, his voice urgent. "Whoever that is, they're giving us a chance." "Let's go," Roger agrees, grabbing his weapon and heading for the door. The survivors burst out of the mall, blinking in the harsh headlights of the vehicle. The stranger, a rugged-looking man with a steely gaze, is still firing at the approaching zombies. He glances at them, nodding slightly. "Get in," he shouts, his voice commanding. Without hesitation, the group scrambles into the vehicle, squeezing into the back as the man fires a few more rounds before jumping into the driver's seat. The engine roars to life, and they speed away from the mall, leaving the undead in their wake. Inside the vehicle, there's a moment of stunned silence, the group trying to process what just happened. The man glances at them through the rearview mirror, his expression unreadable. "Name's Jack," he says gruffly. "Figured you could use some help." "Thanks," Roger replies, still catching his breath. "We owe you one. Just doing what I can," Jack responds, turning his attention back to the road. "But we're not safe yet. There's a lot more of them out there." As the vehicle hurtles into the night, the survivors exchange glances, a mixture of relief and anxiety on their faces. They've made it through the long night, but they know that the road ahead is still fraught with danger. But for now, they're alive, and that's something. As the vehicle drives on, the group begins to relax, exhaustion setting in. For the first time in what feels like an eternity, they allow themselves to hope. They don't know where they're going, or what lies ahead, but they've survived another night. And as long as they're together, they'll keep fighting. The long night is over, but the dawn of a new day brings with it new challenges and new possibilities. The zombies surge forward with relentless force, their collective strength overwhelming the makeshift barricade. Roger can feel the cart slipping, the metal scraping against the floor as the undead push against it, their moans growing louder with each passing second. "Hold it together," Roger yells, gritting his teeth as he leans into the cart. The weight of desperation hangs heavy in the air, but he refuses to show any signs of weakness. "It's not going to hold much longer," Francine exclaims, sweat pouring down her forehead. She can feel the cart shifting beneath their combined weight, and a pang of fear shoots through her. "On my count," Roger shouts again, his voice steady despite the chaos. 3, 2, 1, push. With a collective grunt, they shove against the barricade, forcing it back into place just as a zombie's arm reaches through the gap, clawing desperately for them. Lisa swings her weapon, narrowly missing as the undead creature's fingers graze the edge of the barricade. "We need to distract them," Peter yells, scanning the area for anything that could draw the zombies' attention. We can't let them focus on us. Charlie, do you still have those firecrackers? Peter shouts. Yeah, in my bag, Charlie replies, rummaging through his backpack. But are you sure they'll work? It's worth a shot, Roger insists, determination shining in his eyes. We need anything to draw them away. Charlie retrieves the firecrackers and looks at them anxiously. I'll toss them to the left side of the mall. Hopefully, it'll create enough noise to lure some of them away. Do it, Francine urges, gripping her weapon tightly. As the zombies continue their relentless assault, Charlie moves quickly to the side, positioning himself out of sight from the entrance. With a quick flick of his wrist, he lights the firecrackers and tosses them down the hall. The loud crackling sound erupts, echoing through the mall like a gunshot. The zombies immediately turn, their collective focus shifting toward the noise. Now, everyone push, Roger commands, urging the group to lean harder against the barricade as the zombies stumble toward the sound. They feel the pressure ease slightly, the weight of the undead pulling away. It's working, Francine breathes, her hope reigniting as they shove the cart back into position. As the group continues to hold their ground, Stephen watches the monitor with anxious eyes. The vehicle is almost here. He calls out, if we can just keep them distracted a little longer. A bright light floods the parking lot as headlights pierce through the darkness, illuminating the mass of zombies outside. The vehicle, a battered pickup truck, comes to a stop just outside the entrance. Everyone, get ready, Roger yells, his heart racing. If they make it through, we need to get out fast. The distraction seems to be working for now, but Roger knows they can't rely on it for long. The sound of the firecrackers eventually fades, and the zombies begin to shift back toward the barricade, their moans growing louder again. We need to push them back, Lisa shouts, desperation lacing her voice. There's no way we can hold this forever. Let's hit them while they're still confused. Peter suggests. We can swing at them and try to clear a path to the entrance. With a collective nod, the group steels themselves for one final stand. Roger pushes against the barricade one last time, creating a narrow opening for them to fight. Let's go, he shouts, charging forward with Francine at his side. They swing their weapons at the first few zombies, knocking them back as the others lurch forward. The fight is chaotic, filled with the sound of clattering metal and the grunts of the undead. The group pushes through the small opening, forcing their way toward the entrance. Keep moving, we need to get to the truck, Roger yells, adrenaline coursing through his veins. Charlie follows closely behind, throwing punches at the zombies that try to close in on him. I can't believe we're actually doing this, he shouts, his voice filled with both fear and excitement. As they reach the entrance, the truck driver, a rugged man with a scruffy beard, throws open the passenger door. Get in, hurry, he yells, urgency clear in his voice. Go, 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 Roger shouts, ushering everyone into the truck as fast as they can. Just as they pile into the truck, more zombies begin to swarm toward them, drawn by the noise and commotion. Peter and Lisa hold the door open as the rest of the group climbs inside, swinging their weapons to fend off the encroaching horde. Get in, Stephen, Roger yells as he spots him lingering near the entrance. Coming, Stephen shouts back, ducking low as he makes a dash for the truck. The moment he hops into the passenger seat, the truck lurches forward. The driver slams on the gas, and the tires screech as they plow through the remaining zombies blocking the path. As they speed away from the mall, the group can see the horde of zombies behind them, their figures shrinking in the rearview mirror. The adrenaline rush is overwhelming, and for the first time in what feels like ages, they feel a flicker of hope. "We made it," Francine gasps, her heart still racing. "Yeah, but we're not safe yet," the driver says, glancing back at the road ahead. "We need to find a secure location to regroup. Those things are everywhere." "Who are you?" Roger asks, his curiosity piqued. "I'm Mark," the driver replies, keeping his eyes focused on the road. "I was out scouting for supplies when I saw your fire. Figured I'd see if anyone needed a lift." "Thank you," Lisa says, her voice trembling with relief. "We really appreciate it." As they drive deeper into the night, the streets are eerily quiet, the only sound a rumble of the truck's engine and the occasional groans of zombies in the distance. "Where do we go from here?" Peter asks, leaning forward in his seat. "There's a safe house a few miles from here," Mark replies, his expression serious. "It used to be a community center. Should have enough supplies and room to set up for a while. We can plan our next moves there." "That sounds like a good idea," Roger says, feeling the weight of the day start to lift. "Let's get there and regroup." As they drive through the darkness, the tension begins to ease slightly. The weight of their recent struggle hangs in the air, but the group finds solace in their new surroundings.